Oh shit, here we go again.
Yo, what's good, Marvshiners? Green Typhlosion here. I made a video called Worst Team for Kanto, and a lot of comments said that I got the list completely wrong. So, considering the comments and my own opinions, I've come up with the real worst team for Kanto. Also, we are using Pokemon Red and Blue for this list. Now let's get on with the video. The actual worst starter is Venusaur. There are a few reasons why Venusaur is actually the worst starter. Most of its Pokemon's flaws lie within its move pool. First, it has a move pool that consists of mainly low-powered Grass-type moves. In Gen 1, Grass was a bad type because of this, and Venusaur unfortunately falls victim to this. It cannot use Secondary Stab because it gets no real Poison-type moves. Speaking of that type, Grass has so many weaknesses, and Poison is weak to Psychic, aka the best type in Generation 1. This Pokemon has above average stats, but its weak move pool and bad typing actually makes it the worst starter. At least Charizard has flamethrowers, so that makes it slightly better than Venusaur in Red and Blue. For moves, I gave it Razor Leaf, Poison Powder, Sleep Powder, and Leech Seed. Next is Farfetched. I don't know why this Pokemon was not on the original list. This Pokemon is terrible. This Pokemon has no real coverage outside of normal type moves. Even then, the best move this thing gets is a base 70 powered Slash. It can use the benefits of Slash, being that it always crits if you have high speed, or any coverage even if it had any because of its awful stats. Remember, prior to Gen 1, Farfetch'd only had a base 65 instead of 90 attack. You can also forget about outspeeding any Pokemon with only a base 60 speed. This Pokemon's stats just consist of a bunch of 60s, honestly. I could go on further, but enough is said. This Pokemon has nothing to offer, so it's a perfect fit for worst team. For moves, I gave it Fly, Sand Attack, Skull Bash, and Swords Dance. Another heavily suggested Pokemon was Raticate. Now I know why. Once I glanced at those stats, I knew this Pokemon belonged here. The speed is nice, but only base 81 attack, poor special, and paper fin defenses. Looking at the learn set, it has Hyper Fang, which is decent, but with that attack stat, you are getting nowhere. All coverage this Pokemon gets are primarily special type moves, and this Pokemon does not even have the special to even think about using these type of moves. Why bother using Blizzard or Thunder when it's just barely going to even dent the opponent? Raticate is just really bad. You won't be getting any use out of this Pokemon. For the moveset, I gave it Hyper Fang, Super Fang, Quick Attack, and Bubble Beam. Next up is Onyx. In Gen 1, this Pokemon had no evolution, but now we know why it was given one in Gen 2. Onyx is pure garbage. The most you will get from this Pokemon via level up is Rock Throw and Slam. It gets no ground type moves despite being a ground type. You have to teach it Earthquake by TM. This Pokemon is good for Lieutenant Surge, but nothing else. Besides learning nothing, it can't even hurt the Pokemon. While it's great for taking defensive hits, it has a laughable base 45 attack and has shockingly decent speed at 70, but terrible in special stat. This Pokemon is pretty much a one-trick Pokemon that's only good for taking defensive hits. For moves, I gave it Rock Throw, Earthquake, Toxic, and Protect. Second to last is Lickitung. This Pokemon is downright awful. Like other Pokemon on the list, it has terrible stats. Base 90 HP is not bad for taking hits, but it has nothing to take hits with. It has an average base 75 defense, but it has a really bad 60 special. Its attack is even worse, standing at only 55. For normal stab, this Pokemon's best moves are Mega Punch, Slam, and Mega Kick. First, it can't really hit hard because of that base 55 attack, and if you go up against a ghost, you're pretty much done. Like several other normal types in this generation, it does get a wide range of coverage from physical fighting moves to special electric, water, and ice moves. Since it has terrible special stat, it cannot even put any coverage to effective use. I was going to call this thing a great value Snorlax, but it's not even worthy of that title. For moves, I gave it Mega Kick, Body Slam, Surf, and Thunderbolt. The one returning member from worst team for Kanto is Parasec. This Pokemon, while bad, just might be the best member on this team. It has decent stats with 95 in attack and 80 special is decent. The downside is this Pokemon is super slow, standing at only a base 30 speed. While it has decent stats, it cannot really use its stab too effectively. The best bug type move this Pokemon gets is Leech Life, which prior to Generation 7 was only base 60 power. And like Venusaur, it falls victim to the terrible grass options in Generation 1. So you're pretty much stuck with mid base 80 power normal type moves. Like last worst team, this Pokemon's typing is just plain awful. Game Freak for some reason gave a Pokemon 2 of the worst typings in the game. So that, along with everything else, is why Parasec is still on the worst team. For moves, I gave it Dig, Slash, Sword Stance, and Stun Spore. Okay, that's the video. If you made it to this point, thank you for watching. Comment down below, what is your personal worst team? Be nice in the comments, I hope, unlike last time. And besides that, watch some more videos and have a good day.